guess we'll start now, and we can just let, oh no, come on in. Make sure you step extra hard on the floorboard so it makes a lot of noise. That was pretty hot when Mr. Selby was reading and he's getting to the real quiet passages. Everyone in the crowd decided they needed to go somewhere. Oh well, now that I've paid my money and the guy is thoroughly in the middle of his thing, I guess it's time for me to get up and go pull my pud outside and a couple times and go in and out. I don't understand that logic. But anyway, thanks for coming on down tonight and checking out Hubert Selby. He of the two of us, he's the young upstart. I'm the more sedate, more eloquent, extinguished, older component. I wanted to tell you guys this quick story called After That, It Wasn't So Hot. But before I tell you that story, I wanted to do like this public service announcement. And it's just an idea, just a thought to carry around with you. You can think about all the people who aren't in jail. Like everyone here tonight, none of you are in jail. I'm glad you're not in jail. I'm glad you could make it here instead of making it to solitary. Think about all the people who should be in jail who aren't. Where I come from, there's lots of people who aren't in jail who should be. And most of them work at the White House and places like that. And just think about Ronald Reagan. He's not in jail. He kills all kinds of people. Bush, he probably organized all kinds of gas torture, injecting babies with knitting needles. So, you know, he could go in for a few centuries and would probably be okay. Another guy who should be in jail but isn't. I mean, shouldn't. Am I a judge? No, I'm not Perry Mason. But think about it. I mean, these guys are like murderers, and they're just hanging out, smiling, and everyone loves them except for a few. Anyway. There's this guy in this band. I don't know if any of you all are like music people, but there's this horrible American disease called Motley Crue, and Motley Crue affects young white American teenagers between 15 to 18, and then hopefully they come to their senses, and like a lot of things, it kind of clears up, turns to a light flaky skin abrasion, and goes away. You can get treatments for Motley Crueism. Motley Crue is this 4-person band from California, which, you know, they do all the Spinal Tap lyrics and everything except they're playing for keeps. You know, like 7 Seconds to Love, Pull My Trigger, Baby, all that kind of shit. But anyway, this singer who has all this fake blonde hair and has a fake name, and actually he's a short guy from the Midwest. His dad's probably an insurance salesman. But anyway, his name is Vince Neil. I think it's really like Vincent Schwartzberg or something like that. But anyway, old Vince was really drunk one night, and he had a friend with him in this car. They were driving all over. And this car had, in the passenger seat, a drummer from a band called Hanoi Rocks. Anyway, old Vince had too much to drink that night and managed to drive the car into a tree or something like that. And he killed the drummer guy. And so he's kind of like a killer, kind of like manslaughter. But he paid the drummer's mom like $1.2 million or something and didn't serve a day in jail. Now my roommate corresponds with a prisoner in Northern Californian penitentiary, and he did the exact same thing. He got drunk and he had someone in the car and he smashed the car and he killed the poor son of a bitch sitting next to him. Except this guy who did it made a few mistakes. He was not in a major band on Elektra Records. And also he made the big mistake of being black at the time. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I was a Negro at the time. So anyway, he's doing 8 years. And so anyway, I don't want to waste your time with that. We all know about who's in and who's out and who should be in and, you know, all that. But just think about this, man. I wanted to read a few of these things to you, okay? And here's a guy who is in jail, and we'll just list a few of his achievements, okay? This guy, he's a poet in the classic sense. He is the Napoleon of the stage and the Einstein of sound. And he wrote this is just a few of the things that he wrote. He wrote Try Me, Popcorn, Mother Popcorn, It's a New Day, so let the man come in and do the popcorn, King Heroin, Public Enemy #1, Get on the Good Foot, Get Up, Get Involved, and Get Into It, Open the Door, I'll Get It Myself, talking loud, saying nothing, give it up or turn it loose, soul power, hot pants, sex machine, Papa's got a brand new bag, escapism, make it funky, super bad, funky president, people, it's bad. You can have Watergate, but give me some bucks and I'll be straight. Please, please, please. It's a man's world, licking stick, think. The list goes on and on and on. There's killers, murderers walking the streets. James Brown is sitting in a prison cell in Georgia looking at 6 years for smoking angel dust and driving a car real fast. Something that anyone in Public Enemy or Run DMC does on any given weekend when they're not on tour. Like I said, I was going to tell you this story called After That It Wasn't So Hot. And it goes like this. A long time ago, many, many years ago when I was young and not so stunted, I was about 8 years old and my parents got divorced 7 years before that. And so I grew up with this very, kind of stupid relationship where Monday through Friday I'd hang out with moms. And then bright and early Saturday morning I was heave-hoed into a blue station wagon which would pull up in front of our apartment. And inside the station wagon was this terrifying alien who was my father. And I would spend about 47 and a half hours with the alien, and then I was dumped back into the screeching womb of my insane mother. And so for 2 days a week it was cigar and pipe smoke, beer breath, whiskey breath, cursing and back slapping, and then the Monday through Friday it was wine and cigarettes and screeching anorexic squallings from Matra. Anyway, mater, mother, moms, mommy. Someone I should have kicked in the womb a long time ago. Oh, only kidding. Anyway, one day I go over to Dad's house for the regulation Saturday, Sunday evening visit, and there's this strange, terrifying woman in the living room, and she's big, and she's mean, and her hair is dyed silver, and her nails are painted silver, and she looks kind of like the cross between RoboCop and a wall of steel. And I go, God damn, man. In my tiny little mind, I was kind of like, oh, fuck. I don't know, she was scary. I'm like, God damn, man, I hope she's not going to stick around too long. And so my dad goes, see this woman? That's my new wife. And like the new wife entity is kind of standing there, and I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know what to say. I never met my other mother before. I never knew you could really have two mothers. So anyway, this is your stepmother. I learned this new word, stepmother. And so she was terrifying. The first day I met her, later on that day, she beat the shit out of me. So it was like, hi, how do you do? Whack! So that was the first time I ever met stepmom. She like walloped me upside my head and said if I ever fucked up, she'd kill me. So anyway, the next visit, I got dumped back at Mom's Sunday evening, and I told her about it. Mom, Dad married some fucking cross between RoboCop and a wall of steel. And she's like, so I'd run into my room and lie into the bed, anticipating the next weekend when I was hoping they might get a divorce like Tuesday or Wednesday, and by the time I got back to the house to visit again on Saturday morning, this ugly, terrible woman would be gone. No luck. She was with him for like the next 14 years. But anyway, she had in tow with her a son from a previous car crash, marriage. And he was much older than I was, and he was my big brother, my stepbrother, and he was really nice to me. I met him, he didn't hit me, and he goes, hey look, we're brothers now. You're my little brother and I'm your older brother, and we're brothers, okay? It's gonna be cool. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And so I could go to school while I'm getting hammered on by all these black guys. It was like the end of the 60s, and if you were white going to an all-black school, you were blamed for 200 years of slavery, the death of Martin Luther King, and the fact that all these kids came to school in dirty clothes with holes in the knees, and I came into school with like new clothes from Sears and Roebuck, a gleaming white. Like, you put me in slavery, back. An 8-year-old hitting another 8-year-old. Yeah, I put you in slavery. I got my gun at home. I shot Martin Luther King. So anyway, Monday through Friday, it was terror at school, plus listening to Jackson 5 singles on the playground at lunchtime. And then coming home and getting wailed on by Mom with her anorexic little nicotine-stained fists. And then going for the weekend horror ride with the wall of steel and Dad salvation in the whole 7 days of terror over and over again was hanging out with my stepbrother, who really liked me. And he was like my hero. He was this big, cool guy who was nice to me. And we would hang out and do like cool shit, like throw rocks at stuff, or throw a football back and forth. Or he would take me down to the boys club, where usually if you're white and you're small, you just get hammered on by guys who are blaming you for killing Martin Luther King and putting him in slavery and all that stuff. So one time, my stepbrother takes me down to the Jelloff Boys Club, and we go into the room where they play pool and ping pong, where I usually get hammered and thrown into the Coke machine and danced on by like 40 dudes who I put in slavery and killed Martin Luther King. So anyway, I went in there with my stepbrother, who's like, much bigger than me, and I'm like, yeah. And like the same guys who were hammer on me now come up with like, hey man, you want some fruit punch? I'm like, yeah. Haha, I can play this game because I'm going to play with my brother. You guys are going to fuck with me now. And they'd leave me alone. And God, this guy was magic. He liked me, man. He's my brother, It's cool. I had a posse now. I had a gang. There he was. So anyway, we would go out every weekend and do all this really cool stuff. Like we would blow shit up, and he had guns, and we'd shoot these guns, and we would like kill things. And we would light shit on fire, and we would make traps, like there's like this horse path out in the woods, and we would make these traps, scare the horses, and see if we could flip people off their horses and shit. I mean, we used to get into some radical shit. And if you're like 8 years old watching this older guy like burn shit and blow shit up, it's fascinating. He used to make bombs, he used to go into construction sites and steal sticks of dynamite and cut them into pieces and shove scuba diving fuse in and like blow up trash cans and just blow shit up. He was thoroughly destructive. I mean, it's my roots, So anyway, he was my hero. And one time I was over at the house. It was like Friday evening. It's going to be a great weekend of fun and terror. And because at that time I couldn't wait to get out of school and go run over to the house and see my big brother. So anyway, mom, stepmom, the wall of steel, and my dad, balding racist, they went out to go on a date or something. I don't know what they did. They probably went out to a certain point and threw rocks at black people or something. I don't know. But anyway, they went out, and as soon as the door closed, it was like torture time. And one night he brought over his crazy friend Joe, and the door closes. Well, we'll be back. Don't kill anyone while we're gone. Okay, Bob. And so slam, and the door slams, and my stepbrother goes, "All right, it's time for you to confess the secrets." I'm like, what secrets, Gaines? Joe, tie him to the chair. And like, my stepbrother has this big fucking rope he used to hang out with. And so they tied me to a chair with my arms around this part here. So I'm like, and they tear my shirt off. So I'm there bareback, tied to this chair. I'm hopelessly tied. And my stepbrother's questioning me and slapping my face. Tell us the secret. And this is brotherly love. I'm loving this. This is attention. I'm like, yeah, like this. And meanwhile, Joe has the cigarette, which he's flicking the hot ashes on my back, and it hurts. And it's not so cool because it's not my stepbrother doing it, but it's his friend, and so he can drop ashes on me anytime. And so it's okay. It's like, I don't know any secrets. This more, yeah. Attention. This is great. So after a while, I didn't know any secrets, so they took me to the third floor. We lived in this big, dilapidated old house, and took me to the third floor, and they lowered me out the window, tied to this chair, and they just kind of tied me like to a radiator or something. And they said, well, see you. And they left me, probably went out and went and shot some cops or got a 6-pack of beer or something. And they let me swing for a while there, just kind of swinging back and forth and spiraling gently. And I looked down, and my dad had all these dogs, and they're all like looking up at me going, God, Hank, man, why are they letting you hang like that? They're like these hound dogs, and they looked so sad when they saw me up. They're like, oh man, that's terrible. I'm looking down, and I'm like, it's okay though, they love me in there. And I'm just like swinging around for a while. I got no shirt on. It's kind of cold, but it's okay because they're gonna pull me in sometime, and we're gonna do some other shit. Like they'll light fire to me, and we'll have a great night, So finally, like a while later, they pull me back in, and they all like slap me around a little, and I'm loving it, and And then they locked me in the basement, turned off all the lights, and terrorized me. And I was like crying. I was so scared. And after they stopped doing it, I was like, more. Beat me up, kill me. I love it. And so anyway, the parents would, be ready to be coming home soon. Joe would leave. He goes, look, you tell your dad that we like burned you swung you out the window and locked you in the basement, we won't do it anymore. So don't tell. I'm like, no way, I'm not telling, because I want to do it next weekend. So anyway, we would do all kinds of wild shit, like he would take the rope and he lowered me off this big bridge. There's this bridge in DC where people go to kill themselves. It's called the Calvert Street Bridge, and people jump off so they can splatter on the Rock Creek Parkway down below. Now, it's become such a popular place to jump off and splatter yourself on the Rock Creek Parkway. They have put up these bars that kind of make a shape like this, and these pointed ends. So if you try and throw yourself off, what you do is like say, you know, that's it, no more life, and you jump. You will not fly over the top and fly and smash onto the Rock Creek Parkway and get run over by a semi. You will be impaled by like 30 of these wrought iron punjags going through you. So instead of having to sweep up a broken body off the Rock Creek Parkway, now a custodian drives by with a cart and pulls off this guy hanging backwards from the night before, and then drops him in the cart. So anyway, before the impaler bars were up, there was just this nice clean drop, and my stepbrother was very interested to see what was underneath the bridge. So he lowered me off to see what was down there, and he's got me all tied up in this kind of harness configuration. And I'm like, you're gonna lower me down there? Because anything he would do was, at the end of the day, okay. I mean, he goes, yeah, don't worry, it'll be all right. But what if I drop and I die? Don't worry, you're not gonna die. I'm not gonna let you fall. I'm your brother. I'm like, yeah, okay. And so he lowers me off. I'm terrified. I'm looking below. There's like traffic whizzing below me. There's nothing but this rope. And my stepbrother looking down. What's it like down there? And I'm looking up under the bridge. Like swinging, you know. Pigeons? Pigeon shit? Nests? More pigeons? A McDonald's and a 7-Eleven? Can you pull me up, please? I was terrified, so luckily he pulls me up, you know. And then he wanted to test my survival skills because he loved me so much. And he took me deep into the woods in Rock Creek Park, where it's a park where if you, girls, say you were a virgin and you wanted to lose your virginity by aggravated assault, rape, you could go to Rock Creek Park and kind of hang out there for a while, and sure enough, some big gnarly dude would be there to rape you or kill you or whatever you want. If you wanted to go get mugged or beaten up, you could go down to Rock Creek Park, and chances are it would probably happen to you between 5:30 and 7, right after rush hour. But anyway, he took me down to this section of the park, which is pretty badass place, and he hogtied me, like in the movies, like with your hands, everything back like that. I thought it was kind of wild. I go, yeah, man, you're cool. You know how to hogtie someone. He goes, right, I'll see it. And he walks away. I go, yeah, he's playing with me. He's going to walk away, and he's going to come back after a while. He's going to smoke a cigarette and come back. He's going to untie me. It's going to be funny, you know. And he walks away, and I'm walking. He's walking, goes up the trail, up the stairs to the next trail. I'm like, he'll be back. He's like going to duck around back and come back and surprise me. So, yeah. 20 minutes later, well, he's having a couple of cigarettes. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Okay, he's not coming back. Well, the muggers and the rapers will be here soon, so I better get out of here. So I'm like wriggling, trying to wriggle, and I'm really tight, and then my kind of, you know, anxiousness turns into like flat out panic, and I start like trying to rip out, like I'm gouging parts of my flesh off my hands when I'm ripping out. I get one hand free, and I just couldn't get anything else free. And this old black dude came by and saw me struggling in this like little kind of muddy patch of horse shit and mud, and he untied me and cut me loose and didn't rape me. So anyway, I coiled the rope neatly and went trooping home, and I went into the house, and I went into this room, and there's my stepbrother eating food, watching TV, and I go, hi. And he goes, hey, you made it. And he goes back to the TV like they don't even exist. So, like I said, we would have all kinds of fun. You know, he'd lock me in the closet, he'd lock me in the basement and tell me the rats were coming and I'm going to get eaten alive, and I'd believe it, and I'd be shitting my pants and be so scared, but loving it all the time. So anyway, one morning I came into the house, and my big trick was to run upstairs, burst into my room, jump on my stepbrother's bed and like wake him up. But he would always hear me pounding up the stairs to be ready for me. So in mid-leap, I would jump and I'm like, ha-ha! I would be landing upon him, and he would just have his fist ready, and I would like land on the bedsheet and be right in my sternum, and I'd be devoid of air in my lungs for about 30 minutes. He loves me. You know, it was this fun game we did for a long time. So I'm like about to make my dive, and
my stepbrother is not in bed. He's like already up in his shorts building something. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's building this rat trap. And he's got this bucket of water with a plank going across with some food in the middle. And he's got my train transformer, an old childhood toy, with bare copper wires, like somehow wired into the water or some shit like that. I forget how he had it. And he goes, all right, let's like leave this alone and let's go get some food. And we'll come back in a while. So we went down to the kitchen, we ate some food, and we came back upstairs. And sure enough, the board is on the ground. And I look in, and he made a rat trap, right? This huge rat in the water, dead, like frying, floating around in the water in this like spastic, contorted position where it had eaten the food, fallen into the water, and got jazzed with enough volts to power a Black Sabbath concert or something, And I go, man, you are the coolest. And then he goes, yeah, watch this. Here's a new trick. And he had this surgical tubing across the windowsill. And he took one of those big sparklers, like on the 4th of July, one of the long ones, and he had the nose of it, the part you hold, curved. It's a bar, so he curved it. And he goes, okay, pull it back. And I pulled it back. And he lit it with a blowtorch. And he goes, okay, let it go. It's like an arrow. Thing like flew, like 2 city blocks, landed on someone's garage top or like in their garbage or something, and started this big smoky fire. Fire engines came, and we had like started this fire. And how are you going to bust 2 kids in the 3rd floor window like blocks away? It was a totally clean crime. We got because the sparkler, you can't put it out. It just goes, and it's gone. So anyway, he goes, what'd you think of that? I go, yeah, it's great. He goes, look, man, I built some bombs. He got these new bombs. I'm like, wow. He goes, you want them? I go, yeah. He goes, you want this blowtorch? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, I built this new knife for throwing, man. You can put it through a fucking stop sign. You want them? I'm like, yeah. Well, can I have them now? He's like, well, all you have to do to get them is just do one thing. I'm like, what's that? He goes, all you have to do to get them is suck my cock. I'm like, what? He goes, all you have to do is suck my cock. I'm like, what? What's suck my cock? I know suck. I know my. I know cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock, what do you mean? I whip out my cock and you put it in your mouth. I'm like, oh. And I just thought about it for a while. It was a wild trip. Well, I don't know. It didn't seem like something I wanted to get into that soon. I figured it'd be time for that later on. And I went, no, I don't want to do that. And then all of a sudden, it just made me really creepy from looking at the way my stepbrother was looking at me. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. No. And he grabbed me and goes, listen, you tell your father about this, and we'll never have any more fun again. Do you want to blow shit up, right? I'm like, yeah. Do you want to have fun? I'm like, yeah. He goes, then don't tell your dad that I just told you that. I'm like, okay. And I never told my dad. And we used to have a good time, but it was never so hot after that. Here's this thing. This guy in a taxi cab told me, this taxi cab driver, I was in Chicago a while ago, and I was in this taxi cab coming from the train station to get into town to go do a show. And I'm riding in the taxi, and this guy's kind of looking at me. He's looking at my tattoos. He's looking in the rearview mirror. I'm looking at his eyes, and he's going, where'd you get those tattoos? Get them inside? I go, no, I've never been inside. He goes, yeah, I got some tattoos. I got them inside. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, Joliet, 6 years. This is major prison in Illinois. I'm like, Joliet, fuck. That's where they had like some fucking heavy people. People who rape pigs and shit. People who rape pine trees and bad. People who murder entire nursery schools by looking at them get sent to Joliet. So anyway, this guy must have been pretty fucking heavy. And I made a dumb mistake. I go, oh yeah, so, casually. So what'd you get put in there for? And he just looks at me, and his eyes like turned to rocks, and like in the backseat looking at the rear view mirror. And he just stared at me, and then he just stared back at the road, and we just drove like another 10 minutes, and he didn't say a word. And he said, looks at me and goes, you know what? I'm like, what? You know what this city needs is a good map for taxi drivers. These taxi drivers, they don't know all the streets that I know. And one of these days, I'm going to draw a map for this city's taxi drivers. I
could probably make a lot of money. What do you think? I'm like, that's a great idea, man. The taxi guys, they need a map. Especially once you're driving around here, they need a map of Chicago. Right. It's great. We drive for a little while more. We're on Lakeshore Drive. We have a lake onto our right side, driving towards the ballpark. And he goes, hey. I go, yeah. He's looking at me through the rear view. You want to know what it's like to be in prison? And I was thinking about it, like, no, I don't really want to know. I mean, I don't want to go and find out. You want to know about what it's like to be in prison or not? I'm like, yeah, sure. He just keeps on driving. He goes, well, go into a men's room, take a transistor radio, turn it to a channel and turn it on 11, and put it on one side of the men's room stall. Take another radio, turn it to a different channel, turn it on 11, put it on the other side, and lock yourself in the stall for 3 days without sleeping. That's what it's like being in prison. I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me. And then he pulled up to the place I was getting off at, and I gave him way too much money just so I could not have to wait around and get changed. I grabbed my bag and I was out of there. Here's a story about, it was a night at a wonderful institution which we have every 20 feet in America. Every 20 paces there is a 7-Eleven, and I know that you guys are getting the same disease out here too. 7-Eleven is 24 hours, they have video games and food and microwave food, and everything is overpriced but it's convenient. And it's open 365 days a year, even on Sundays. They don't give a fuck about sun, young moon, Jesus Christ, Halloween, the Pope coming. It does not matter. Atom bomb drops, everyone will be dead except the attendants at a 7-Eleven. They will just be there waiting for Adam and Eve to come in and get like a Milky Way bar or a microwave burrito. They will survive the nuclear holocaust. Madonna, Sean Penn, and 7-Eleven will survive. So anyway, there's a 7-Eleven near my friend's house. I hang out with this guy named Ian in D.C. And he lives across the street from the 7-Eleven that's right near this Marine base. And so there's always all these jarheads, Marines, in the 7-Eleven, hanging out, playing pinball. And it's funny because 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, they're like Marines, and they're in the Marine outfit, and you can kind of believe it then, you know, all green boots and this silly haircut, like all bald on the sides, with a silly little chapeau of hair on top. But on the weekends, when they get to go out, they dress in their civilian clothes, and they dress in what they think is cool. And I don't know where they get these clothes from. I didn't think they even made those kind of clothes anymore. Say it's 1989. It's Friday evening. It's time to go out to the city, and these guys are dressed in those stack heels, those kind of leather patent shoes, those big thick heels like Casey and the Sunshine Band used to wear. These incredibly gaudy bell bottoms, like plaid pants, bell bottoms, big bell bottoms, like a plaid sweater, short sleeve, the V-neck, with and some kind of horrible t-shirt underneath, and like one of those kind of disco overcoats with this jarhead haircut, and they're walking around the streets trying to pick up women, let's go get down, go do their thing, and like they go into bars like, hey, how you doing? Fucking, yeah, 70s pants. They were all like, they all had that one strap that kind of strapped over here, and the pants all stretched, and they made everyone's balls look like this leaky, cancerous bag that would sit on the side. And so they're kind of like, all right, I'm from Texas, and I'm a Marine. And of course, none of these women, they get so frustrated because there's no woman in the right mind who wants to like hang out with some guy doing this. So that's why so many gay men in D.C. get the shit beat out of them, because these frustrated Marines who never get laid, so the only way they can get out their frustration is to jerk off and pound fags. So anyway, there's this one 7-Eleven which is afflicted by constant invasion of jarheads. And the 7-Eleven is run by these really cool Indian guys who run it. Usually the Vietnamese folks are in every 7-Eleven across the country, but this one 7-Eleven is run by these really, really cool Indian guys. And they remember you. You come in like every 7 months. Oh, hello, my friend. How's the band? You're like, oh, fine. And everyone at my friend Ian's house, How is Ian? How is Jeff? Are they doing good? I'm like, yeah, they're fine. Oh, very good. What will it be today, my friend? And you get coffee. Oh, a coffee for you, yes. Anything else, my friend? It's always my friend, my friend, my friend. I was like, oh, they're really cool. So one evening, I go in there, I've got my coffee, and then now I'm going for the apple pie, the classic combination. Sugar, caffeine, you'll be up all night. And so anyway, I'm getting ready to get really buzzed. And it's about 12 midnight and 20 seconds. 2 jarheads come in their Saturday Night Fever clothes. Like, doing the thing, like light blue sweater vests, plaid pants. They look like the Bay City Rollers on Angel Dust. They come in like and one of them walks over to the beer cooler, whips out the 6-pack of Bud, slams it down on the counter, and goes, "All right." And the guy, the Indian fellow, looks at the clock. See, you can't sell beer in D.C. after midnight. So looks up. It's like now 12:01. Oh, I'm very sorry, my friend. I cannot sell you the beer. Look, it is 12:01. And then Ray's like, "Oh, come on, man, just sell me the beer." And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, man, sell him the beer. Fuck, no one's in here. It's 12:01. Give the guy a break. He's 60 seconds late. What the fuck? No, I am very sorry, my friend. It is 12:01, and they will say that at 12 o'clock we must stop selling beer. I am so sorry, my friend. Please come back at 6 a.m. and I will sell you all the beer that you want. And he was like truly sorry that he could not sell the guy the beer, but he wasn't going to do it because the rules say at 12 o'clock you stop doing it. And he was smiling the whole time and saying, "My friend, please, I will not sell you the beer, my friend." And so the Marine goes, "Just sell me the fucking beer, okay? There's no one in here. Sell me the fucking beer." No, my friend. I cannot sell you this. It is now 12:02. I cannot sell you the beer, my friend. I am so sorry. Come back in 5 hours and 58 minutes and I will sell you beer. And so the one jarhead who's not trying to buy the beer is looking at this other jarhead, kind of like, "You're gonna take shit from this fucking Indian sand urchin?" And kind of a little peer pressure going on. "You're gonna kill him or not?" It's Marine peer pressure. And so the guy goes, "Sell me the fucking beer or I'll break your fucking head." And I'm like, "Oh, great." And I take a full step back into the apple pie aisle, and I've got my medium and my pie, and I'm going, and the both jars turn around and look at me. I'm like, "I don't exist. I'm just here, wilting in the corner, And the Indian guy all of a sudden starts getting really weird. "Oh, you're going to break my head, my friend. You're going to break my fucking head. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to break my fucking head. I'm going to break your fucking head. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to break my head? You're going to break my head. You are going to break my head. You're going to break my head. You are going to break my head. You're going to break my head? Yeah? Yes, you will break my head. Yes, you will break my head." And he pulls out this huge fucking baseball bat. And he starts swinging it over his head. Both giants go, "Fuck!" And he starts coming around the counter with a baseball bat. Yes, you will break my head, my friend. You will break my head. And the 2 giants go hauling ass out of the store. I'm sitting with my coffee and my pie, seeing the best movie I've seen in 6 weeks. I'm like, wow, fuck, that was hot. But maybe he's crazy. He's just going to clean my clock as well, And I started trying to think, like, my God, can you buy coffee after 12? Is there some kind of taboo on buying pie after 12? Fuck, I better check the rules. I don't want to get popped, And then he looks around and sees me. "Oh, hello, my friend." And he puts the baseball bat down and goes, "Ah, is that all for you?" And I'm like, "Yes." Give him like my $1.39. "Oh, have a very nice night, my friend. Good night." There's this thing in America, basketball. All of you heard of basketball, okay? So, but when you throw the ball into the hoop, you get 2 points. So oftentimes you'll, if you've ever been there, say you're in a McDonald's, you'll often see the one white kid crumpling up the Big Mac canister and taking a great pose, throwing the crumpled up piece of paper into the trash can. He goes into the trash can, he goes, "Oh, 2 points." Or if you're on your way to the classroom with your F, you crumple it up into the trash can. "Oh, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points."
It's a common thing. Everyone knows 2 points. Your mom will do it. Oh, 2 points, you know. So anyway, this is a story called 2 Points. It's August in New York City. It is sweltering hot. There's this cheap boarding house in the East Village. Gross, hairy, smelly, nasty, hairy, armpitted, fat, ugly, oh God, balding landlord, sleazebag is going down the hall and he smells something stinky. He's like, my God, something smells worse than me in this place. My God, what is it? Going down the hallway, something is stinking. It goes up to room 11. God damn, man, hey, room 11, what the hell are you doing in there? Cooking, fucking roasting shit? What's the matter with you? Room 11, what's the matter with you? God damn, what a stench. No answer. He goes, oh yeah? No answer, huh? God damn. Opens up the door with his passkey, goes in, there's a dead junkie on the bed with a needle sticking out of his arm. Without a word, he wraps up the junkie in the white bedsheet, opens up the window, throws the junkie out. The junkie goes 5 flights down through the air. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right into a large dumpster that is on the sidewalk. Landlord looks out the window, sees the junkie inside the dumpster and goes, oh, 2 points. Okay. This is one of those barroom things. Okay, there's like a guy in a bar. Say if this place had a bar, it would probably look like that. There's some styler in there, in those silly stone-washed denim outfits that Europeans wear. You know, those ready-made, faded jean outfits that everyone wears. All those guys who would go to see Bruce Springsteen in Germany. Someone that uncool would wear. They have like those kind of space booties, those like Reebok shoes. The stone-washed black jeans, the shirt they must have bought at the same place that says like some kind of either race car company or a cologne they don't use, some dumb logo, and the jacket that looks like it has those shoulder pads in it. And they're always kind of big and have bubble butts and a little bit of a paunch. And they always smell like some ridiculous cologne, but it's never the same kind that's on the shirt. And so, okay, he's sitting there at the bar, and he's right-handed. He's about to knock back this little glass of peppermint schnapps. And he's right about here, and then there's this other kind of silly styler, stone-washed denim guy who's left-handed, who's lifting up a steiner of beer. And the guy is about to do his schnapps, and the guy with the beard goes like that and throws back the beer, and the guy with the schnapps goes all over him. And he looks over at the guy with the beard and goes, hey, fuckhead, you just knocked my schnapps all over my shirt. And the guy with the beard goes, sorry. And he goes back to his beer and goes, hey, asshole, you just knocked my fucking drink all over my shirt, you dick. Hey, don't call me a dick. You're a fucking dick, man. I should kick your fucking ass. You're gonna kick my fucking ass. Yeah, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass one-handed, you dumb piece of shit. You're gonna kick my ass one-handed, you dumb piece of shit. Man, there are 8 motherfucking wonders of the world, and you kicking my ass one-handed is the 9th. Let's go. So they go stalking out into the parking lot, you know, doing their thing. And they square off, and the guy who had the beer goes, all right, man, you're gonna kick my ass one-handed, let's go. And the hyper dude with his schnapps all over his shirt reaches into his blazer, pulls out the large semi-automatic handgun, points it in the face of the guy and goes, BAM! And blows his head off and kills the guy one-handed. You don't have to clap. Probably a few of you who don't really follow music all that much, so this tiny, quick little story stars Tracy Chapman, Peter Gabriel, Bruce Springsteen, and Sting. You know, the Amnesty International homos from hell, okay? And so when you hear these slight references to them, you'll be able to laugh along with me. Dateline, Beverly Hills, California. It had been a slow morning at Mega Fake Incorporated. The head honchos were in the main office practicing their emotions. Sting called out, Bono, do that one again about stealing the song back from Charles Manson. I do so much love that one. Right, cried Bono, eyes brimming with tears. He proceeded to jump up on the conference table and deliver the lines. Bravo, said Sting as he clapped. Bruce looked up from the floor, a long string of saliva swinging from his mouth. He looked around. His glazed eyes found Bono kneeling on the table. The boss's face contorted itself into a twisted mask of joy and surprise. Bono giggled and looked at Sting. They both grinned and silently mouthed, "The boss," at each other and broke into peals of laughter. When they had regained control of themselves, they looked at Bruce. Sting got on the phone to the receptionist. "Peter, send in the help. Tell her to bring us coffee and a towel for Mr. Springsteen. And Peter, do tell that woman to be careful. The last pot she brought in was too black, too strong." That would be all. A few minutes later, there was a barely audible knock on the door. "Come in," chimed Sting and Bono. The door opened, and a young black woman entered, pushing a gleaming silver coffee service. "Did you bring the towel, Tracy?" asked Sting. "Yes, sir, master. I'm bringing in that towel that Mr. Peter done told me to bring in. Yes, sir. Show as the day is long, water is wet, and possum pies." "Oh, shut up," snapped Sting. Tracy fell silent and stared at the floor. Slowly she moved forward and started pouring the coffee. Sting patted her on the head. "Ah, for good luck," said Bono, and then broke into peals of tittering laughter. "Tracy, wipe up Mr. Springsteen and get out," ordered Sting. "Yes, sir, master," replied Tracy. "I be wiping up that drool from Master Springsteen's face. It shows the day is long, water is wet, and—" "Shut up," screamed Sting, "or I'll bring on the night," pointing to a birch rod leaning up against the jacuzzi. Tracy slowly pushed the cart towards the door, muttering under her breath, "Sure enough, ain't nothing like that sun." The phone rang, and Bono and Sting lunged forward, Sting edging out Bono by inches. "Yes," he exclaimed into the receiver, his voice drenched with emotion and global concern. Yes, we'll be right there, don't worry. Yes. He hung up. Bono looked at him. "Is it?" "Yes, it is. A cause." They both started jumping up and down, yelling, "A cause! A cause! Woo! Hooray! A cause!" The boss looked up, a new string of drool swinging madly from his chin. "By the way," queried Bono, "what is the cause?" "Cross town," said Sting gravely. "A cat caught up in a tree." "Right!" exclaimed Bono, eyes brimming. Sting called reception. "Peter, get our managers, lawyers, and makeup artists and t-shirt designers in here immediately. There's a cause on." This is this thing called smoking the filter end. I went to an all-boys school for 7 years. I didn't learn anything about girls because all I did was Monday through Friday, 9 to 3, hanging out with a bunch of guys, learning lots of knowledge. Then I go out on the weekends and work. So by age 15, I'm wanting to be like Ted Nugent, swinging from vines and like jumping on women, but I really didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to talk to women, and they terrified me as well. I was like totally into them, but you see these beautiful girls at a bus stop, and you're just this crazy guy who only talks to boys, was very white and lived in this dark, clammy basement. That was kind of weird. So anyway, I had these friends who didn't go to my school. They were like wild street dudes, and they go, "Hey Henry, man, we're gonna go to this party on Friday. Why don't you come with us?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I can't go to a party, man. I don't know how to be around people. I'm crazy." They go, "Oh, come on, just loosen up. Come to the party. You'll have a great time." And I'd never been to a party in my life. The last party I'd been to was like a birthday party when I was like 9. And I'm like, "No, I can't do that. I really can't go to a party." Come on, you'll have a great time, man. You'll meet some girls. How about that? You want to meet girls, right?" I'm like, I already met one before, and it was horrible. I actually met a girl a year ago and like actually kissed her at a dance, and it was really fantastic. And then I asked her out again, and we went out, and it was really horrible, and she laughed in my face and basically told me to fuck off. So that sent me hurtling down into the basement for like another year, so I wouldn't even look at girls after that, knowing like, oh, they're evil, they kiss you, and then they tell you to fuck off, and they destroy your mind, crank up the Iron Butterfly records, and go back with the Snakes. And so Henry, go to the party. Okay, I'll go. So anyway, Friday rolls around, and I come home from school and I wipe all the grime from the pet shop off me, I get in what I think is cool, really stupid clothes. And kind of like marine clothes, So anyway, they pick me up, and it's these 3 guys, and they drive me out to the suburbs to this party. And there's packed. Boys, girls from all these different schools, and I don't know anyone except these three guys. So my friend Jeff, who is the guy I knew the best out of the three, he walks in, I'm like clinging to him, like those little fish that are underneath the shark all the time. I was like hanging on to him, and everywhere he went, I'm like, and he would go, get off me, man, stop following me. No, I'll just stay here with you, you know. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Why don't you wait out the door, you know, I'm in the stall with him. Oh, sorry, I'll wait out here, you know. I was terrified, because if I knew if I had to be by myself, then I would have to be by myself. And so finally, he just, man, relax, just go stand against the wall or something. So I'm just like, up against the wall, like this, you know, terrified, hoping no one's gonna see me, and hopefully I can just wait out this endless, torturous party where everyone's having fun and drinking and talking to each other, and there's beautiful women there, and hopefully I'll just be able to zen my way through this, or maybe I should go wait in the car, maybe I should just walk the 30 miles home. I should be anywhere but here. And so anyhow, this incredible, amazing thing happened. I'm sitting like, trying to blend in next to a potted plant or something, and this girl comes up to me and goes, hi. And I'm like, what do you say to that? Hi! Hi. What's your name? Henry. Henry. Yeah. Hi, I'm Ann. How are you? I'm like, fine. And she starts talking to me. So, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm friend. You know, I'm mellowing out. I'm friends with that guy over there, and those two guys over there, the one with 8 women over there. I'm here with them. Do you know anyone here besides those guys? No. So you're probably pretty shy. It's probably, I guess it would be really strange if you didn't know anyone. Oh, it is. You know, I started kind of loosening up. She goes, well, you know, I'll hang out with you. You know. So, you know, we started talking. For like an hour goes by. I'm talking to a girl. I can't believe it. I am talking to a girl. I'm a human being. I exist. You know, I'm not blowing it. It's fantastic. I mean, it was the best time of my life. I'm going, wow, this is kind of like a date. I'm kind of a human being. And I was looking at her, and she didn't look all that attractive to me. I figured, you know, she's not ugly, but maybe someone else would find her a lot more attractive than I would. So, but the minutes go by, and she's looking more beautiful and more beautiful to me all the time because she's talking to me and she's being nice to me, and it was incredible. And so we talked for like 2 hours about all kinds of the dumb shit that you talk about when you are that age. So, I don't know, what's your history class like? You know, dumb, boring shit. Well, I'm not there. And so anyway, the party goes on, and finally the party peters out, and everyone has to go home, and the girl goes, well, bye, it was nice meeting you. I'm like, and Jeff and everyone going, come on, Hank, let's go, man. So we hop into Jeff's station wagon. We're driving back towards the city. And like everyone's like all kind of burnt. And I'm like in back like, woo, 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 woo. It's like 3 in the morning. And everyone's like, fuck, man, I got to go to work tomorrow. And I had to be at work in like 6 hours. But I was like just so ecstatic, so happy from this experience. Like, hey, that girl's pretty great, huh? And everyone like, no. And so they keep on driving. Go, no, that girl Ann, she's pretty cool, huh? And everyone like, nah, she's all right. And like no one's really paying attention to me because I'm like this spaz, obviously inexperienced spaz in the back seat. Hey, did any of you guys have her number? And like the guy's like, Henry, don't call her up, okay? She's a nice girl, but she's not that hot looking, and you can do a lot better. And you don't call up the first girl who talks to you, okay? Well, they knew things. I didn't know this stuff, so I knew that they were wrong. I don't know. I thought she was pretty cool, and she's pretty hot looking. Henry, she is not hot looking. Just do yourself a favor and don't call her. So finally, guys, I really need to talk to her. Give me the number. So finally, one of their little sisters or older sisters had another sister or a friend or an uncle who had the girl's phone number, and somehow I got it either by messenger or by stork, or a small rhesus monkey came into my house and handed me the number. I got the number somehow by Tuesday. So it comes Wednesday, big Wednesday. I've got to call the girl. So I get home from school, you know, do some yoga, do some stretching exercises, get relaxed, and get ready to like make a phone call to a girl. It's like, okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna call her at 6:45. Yeah, woo! You know, playing Led Zeppelin, getting pumped up. Okay, I can do it. Okay, 6:57, 7 o'clock. Okay, time to call her. Okay, I'll call her. She's she's not home yet. I'll call her at 7:30. That'll give me time to cool. I'll be relaxed. Be ready by 7:30. Okay. 7:29. Okay. 7:30. Time to go. Okay. 7:45. It's not too late. I'll just wait till then. Okay. 7:44. 7:45. Time to go. Okay. Well, 8 o'clock is a great time to call someone. You can call someone at 8 o'clock. There's nothing wrong with calling anyone at 8 o'clock. Okay. So, yeah, 7:50. Oh, no problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. No, okay, 9 o'clock. Everyone is home studying by 9. Okay, that gives me an hour. That gives me an hour to run around the block a few times and do some meditation on this. Play some more Led Zeppelin. Okay. Comes around. Right, I'll be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna call this girl. I need tonight to kind of get it straight in my mind what I'm gonna say. So, time is a wasting. It's now Thursday. The weekend is coming. So Thursday, somehow I got it together. Dialed the number. Heart in my throat. I mean, it's a phone call. Am I in Cambodia? Do I have to kill someone? No. I have to make a phone call. That's how pathetic I was. Okay? Now you see where I got my roots on being pathetic. I started young. So anyway, I got the phone. Ring, ring. Hello? Ann? The worst thing to do. Never say that. Ann? It's her little sister. Yes? Hi, this is Henry. Oh, hi, Henry. 5 minutes of talk goes by. So, how's your history class? And she's like, something's kind of weird. Oh, it's okay. She didn't name that funny teacher she has. And then finally, peals of laughter. Hold on a minute, I'll go get her. I'm like dying. I'm on the floor, parts of me are bleeding all over the kitchen floor. Oh no, I've been fucking destroyed. But Ann gets on the phone and she's so cool. Hey, I'm really sorry about my little sister. She does that all the time. Okay, I'm like, oh, it's okay. So, Ann, how are you? Oh, I'm okay. How are you doing? Fine. So, Ann, how would you like to go out Saturday? Dead silence on the line. Okay. Yeah, that'd be alright. So what do you want to do? Well, really dopey. I figure we'd go eat some food and then there's this dance over at St. Albans. We could go there and dance. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll meet you at 7. Okay, well, see you then. Right, click. And then I do the war dance in the living room. Ow! I'm gonna play the Zeppelin really loud. Go to school, tell everybody, especially the guys who always talk shit about me. Hey, snake freak, what are you doing this weekend? Playing with your snakes? No, I'm going out with a girl. No way. Hey, you guys, the snake freak is going out with a girl. And they didn't believe it. I go like, I am. I'm going out with a girl and I'm going out to dinner and then I'm going out dancing. Ha 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 ha. And so the guy's like, oh, I can't wait to see this little snake freak. But then they started leaving me alone. I don't believe it. Snake freak fucking got a date. I don't know. Maybe he's a normal human being. So anyway, the day rolls around. Checking my face, scraping it for pimples, trying to get the knife out, chiseling them off, spackling with paste as good as I can, filling in the divots. And so anyway, the evening comes. I go out and I get ready. I go out to the store and I buy a rose. I actually bought a flower. That's how dumb I was. Never did it again. I bought a rose, bought a flower for the date, and I had on the clothes I thought were cool at the time, like glowing, iridescent, stupid clothes, like those bell-bottom corduroy Levi's that everyone wore back then that you thought were cool because they're the only pants you could buy that were really kind of tight in the leg. But they had these huge flares and they were just dumb looking. I mean, this is the kind of shit Jackson Brown would wear, okay? So anyway, I had those on and I had some dumb shirt on and I never ever combed my hair. I just wake up in the morning, I'm sticking up. I'm like, okay, I'm crazy, I'm wild, I'm afraid, I'm a snake freak. Now I have to comb it. I'm like, okay, I tried like the dumb haircut that all my friends did at school. I parted down the middle so they look like one of those ragtime piano player guys. That looks kind of dumb. So I'll comb it over this way. And that looks weird. And so I decided on some really dumb thing, like I parted it all the way down here, and it was like, whoa! This huge, fucking looked like I was bald. I had one of those kind of flyover hair configurations. So anyway, I must look totally ridiculous. So I go out, and I'm waiting at the bus stop to go up, and I'm afraid the bus is never going to come. The bus comes like every 15 seconds,
I'm waiting like 14 seconds. Oh, this bus is never gonna come? What's the matter with these fucking people? Fucking time to go out on a date and the bus won't come. God damn it, kick a trash can. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna walk. It's only 3 miles away. Ha! So I start walking, full of determination. 4 blocks up between bus stops, the bus comes past me. I'm like, that's okay, I can walk, no problem. Nice clear afternoon. I open my eyes again. There's like 9 million rain clouds. It's like raining all over me. I'm like, no problem, it's not raining that hard. So I walk and walk and walk and walk, and kind of the sweat is now mixing with the rain because it's kind of moist out. And I'm mad, and I'm nervous, and I'm hot, and I'm sweating, and I'm smelling not so hot. And I get to this place where I'm supposed to meet her, and I'm not drenched, I'm just kind of looking, not drenched like I'm at a U2 concert or something, but I'm just kind of clammy looking, like just, so I kind of come in like all, and she's, she's there. I'm like, hi. Here's some flowers. Flowers. Like, I don't even take them. And she kind of looks at me and she's like, you walked, huh? Yeah. I didn't say it. The bus wouldn't come. Like 90 past me. So I was walking. So anyway, we're talking, and we find that we have absolutely nothing to talk about whatsoever. We've already done history class, math class. So did you go out for sports? You asked me that last week. Yeah. And she's not being as nice now, and there's this little tension in the air, and I'm trying to fill up any gap of silence with conversation, any time there wasn't conversation, all of a sudden we had to face each other, and I was just too chicken shit to do that, so I had to fill up the thing with conversation. So I'm like talking, and she's kind of going, right. And so anyway, we eat the food, and now it's time to go to the dance, and okay, and we're walking down about 10 blocks to the dance, and I'm going, okay, man, I hope I can pull this off. My stomach is already starting to secrete juices, because I know that in a few hours we're going to kiss, and it's going to be really intense, and it's probably going to be, I don't know, okay, I'll wait the whole length of the dance, and I'll kiss her right when, I'll ask her to slow dance when they play Stairway to Heaven, and then I will kiss her, okay. And so, we get to the dance, and I'm like, there were the girls, so I'm kind of legitimate. I don't know anyone except my 3 homeboys. They're at the dance. Hey, Henry, how you doing? Hey guys, haha. And they see me with the girl, and they're like, they look at each other like, what an asshole, and they walk off. And so I'm kind of there with my honey, and I'm like, yeah, all right. And I said, hey, you want to dance? And she's like, yeah, all right. She wasn't, you could tell that she wasn't all that into it, but my nervousness and all that, I said, okay, then let's go. And we, how you dance when you're at one of these, kind of like, you don't really know what to do, and you never look at the date. You kind of look over at someone else. You're just kind of like doing this floppy thing, kind of waiting for the dance to end, and the girl's kind of like, and you're not looking at each other. You don't want to see how dumb the other one looks. Passing the time. I'm not afraid to dance. See, I can do it. That kind of thing. So we do the thing, and now we walk back, and there's another song. Hey, you want to dance? I'm like, you don't want to go right back out there again, lest we have to stand and look at each other and have nothing to say. She's like, no, I don't want to dance. Let's go into the hallway. I'm like, she moves really fast. Okay, she wants to go into the hallway. All right, okay, and so we go out there, and I'm thinking, this is it. She's gonna throw me up against the lockers and let me have it. And when she gets out, she goes, I have to talk to you. I figured, yeah, I have to talk to you. I never usually rape boys on the first date, but you're the exception. It's just, that's what maybe that might happen. So she goes, I have to talk to you. I'm like, okay, waiting to get raped, And she says, look, I don't really want to be here with you, okay? Remember the other night I came up and talked to you at the party? I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, the only reason I came up and talked to you is because your friend Jeff said that you were kind of weird and you had a hard time talking to people, and I should go up and talk to you. And I really didn't want to talk to you, but Jeff is kind of cool, and I figured I would be nice. And when you called the other night and asked me out, I really didn't want to go out with you. I have a boyfriend, okay? And I hope he doesn't catch me at this dance. And I just didn't know what to say to you, so I kind of did it, and I wanted to tell you that I didn't really want to be with you at dinner, but I really didn't have the guts, so I'm kind of telling you now, and can we just be friends? And
I felt like the biggest asshole. You know, she's there holding my flower. Like, you know, kind of like this flower, like, I'm looking at the flower, I'm looking at her, and then now she looks butt ugly. Now I'm like looking at all these zits on her face, and she's overweight, and she looks like a hog. Just because I was now hateful, vicious, mean, and I felt really bad, and like, yeah, that's cool. You know how when you're like confused, mad, scared, terrified, and feel like shit, you just, everything all runs together, and there's this big like building block in your throat, you kind of go, so I kind of went, okay. And she said, oh, here, let's just kiss and be friends. I'm like, oh. You know, I'm not going to kiss you, lady. And I kind of shook her hand like you shake hands before you wrestle someone. Yeah. And I just like walked off, tough and dejected, you know. And I left the dance, and it was kind of drizzling a little bit outside. And I felt really bad. I felt so fucking stupid for having like extended myself, put my dumb dick out on the chopping block, and had this big girl go, and I just felt like so stupid because now I just had to realize that everything that Jeff and all those guys told me was right, and I should have just let it go. And the one line that kept coming back, you don't ask out the first girl who talks to you. You don't ask out the first girl that talks to you. You don't ask out the first girl that talks to you. You know, like these demons flying around your head. Henry, you don't look like you. Henry, you don't ask out the first girl that talks to you, you desperate fuck. So anyway, I go walking out into this courtyard and I sit down in the darkness, in this little kind of bushy alcove on this wooden bench, and I'm sitting there like, fuck. And this girl sits down next to me, some girl. She looks over. Hi. I'm tough now. Yeah. What's your name? Henry. I'm hard. I am hard. I've been through the fucking ringer. I'm a blues singer now. I've been through the ringer with women. I've been with women now. I didn't get out of the truck yesterday. I got out like 20 seconds before. So anyway, you want a cigarette? I have never smoked a cigarette in my life. Yeah, sure. Like I smoke 4 packs a day. She hands me the cigarette. It's dark. I shove it in my mouth. That much I know. And you ever see people who don't really... Someone who smokes. Put a cigarette in their mouth. Yeah, you know. Okay, someone who doesn't smoke. They don't really have the hand-eye coordination down yet. They're afraid of like lighting their hair on fire or their nose or their eyebrow. And they have the cigarette and they're kind of like... And finally they just go like, they just take it out, hold it in front of them, like, you know, like just hold it and put the lighter up to it, and like the whole thing catches on fire. And then they put it in their mouth. So I'm trying not to do that. And so I have it in my mouth, and I'm like, yeah, take your lighter. Yeah, I just ran out of the dance. I usually have 5 or 6 packs with me at once, you know. So I got it, and I'm sucking it, trying to get a lid. And it's not really working too good, so yeah, finally it starts catching on fire. Yeah, hand it back to her. Smoking. It's not really working too good. See, it's burning, so like, it's really not coming out very well. She goes, what's the matter? Does it taste good? I was like, it's fine. It's like sucking on a piece of wood. There's nothing happening. And I kind of hold it up against the street light, which is kind of filtering through. And I've lit the filter end of the cigarette. So at that point I realized that I really sucked, and I just did what I saw my stepbrother do years before. He says, you know, when you're finished smoking the butt, you just like, and it flies off. So I kind of did that with this entire cigarette. It lands in a bush, and I go, see you later. She goes, bye. You know, like the tough guy. I had my smoke, and now I'm hitting the road. And I walked down towards my house, and it was drizzling, and I had these dumb clothes on. They got dumber and dumber and wetter and heavier and heavier. And I went and found this psychotic street guy I used to hang out with named Crazy Paul, and I sat and told him all my problems while he tried to force little capfuls of wild Irish rose wine down my throat, and he gave me his hypochondriac philosophical explanations of the cosmos and the upcoming Olympic Games. He was totally amazing. His name was Crazy Paul. Other people called him Sky King. And I was going, Paul, I put my dick out on the chopping block and I got totally destroyed. But I was saying some stupid 15-year-old version of that. I don't know, man. Fuck, man. It's like that song by Styx, you know. Fuck. And he's just going, red, blue, green, black. Winter sports in the wintertime, summer sports in the summertime, kayak races down Wisconsin Avenue. You got $300 a day, $2,100 a week, bicycle tires, sombreros. I have a monkey wrench for the tampons in the toilet. Red, blue, green, black. Your mother is being eaten by black snakes. I know, Paul, but, you know. Fuck. I put out myself to this girl, and I feel like the biggest asshole. Your father is Todd Witherspoon. Yeah, I know, man. Fuck. I don't think I'm ever going to go out with a girl again. Whatever happened to the body of a 34 Ford? I gotta go, Paul. See you later. And that was the end of a pretty bad night. I just wanted to read a couple of things, and then I'll be off, and everyone will go wandering blindly into the wonderful, cold Hannover night. This is just a little thing I wrote, one page after the other, and this is about this junkie girl I used to know. She was a pal of mine for a little while, and she was this really gorgeous girl. She was like a model, and then she started shooting all this junk, and her body just turned to shit, and then she started like had to do a lot of really disgusting things for money, and after a little while, she kind of got so disgusting that she couldn't really face anyone that she knew anymore. She kind of dropped out of sight, and I haven't heard from her for like a year and a half. And it's a pity that she went off like that, because she was really cool and really smart and amazingly beautiful. And that's smack, man. I hate junk. Anyway, this is about this girl. I look into your eyes. You aren't there. I have my hand on your hip. I can feel you, but you aren't there. There's nothing like that heroine. You are so beautiful. I keep looking into your eyes to see if you would pass through, to see if maybe you would come back to me, but you are long gone. Your face laughed in mine. The sound, lies, telephone calls at 3 a.m., lipstick, lighters, no smokes, a knife. A girl's gotta watch out for herself these days. More lies. People calling after you about some money you owe them. And you tell me that all these people are talking shit about you. You don't know what they're talking about. They're all lying. And then you laugh. That sound. The sound of no soul. Your mouth. Lips cracked. What's the matter with your nose? It's running. You look like you're gonna fall asleep on your feet. Don't tell me that you're fine. Damn it. You threw yourself away. You threw yourself away. I'm looking at your eyes and I have my hand on your hip, but you're nowhere to be found. I miss you already. And this is this thing I wrote about 10 minutes after that. Drugs. I hate you. I hate all the things that you do. Do I make myself clear? You destroy the youth. You make them weak and vicious. You use them and then you throw them away. I know how you do it. I live to destroy you. I see them everywhere. It's not fun. They are lemmings walking slow towards the edge. I am the pure element that you didn't count on. I'm stronger than you are, corpse maker. It's not fun. You don't look good. You turn them into losers, puppets, self-maiming victims, superhumans. Stop killing, thief, maggot, self-hate creator. Get out. Where I come from, in America, in LA, there's lots of that crack. I hate crack. It turns 15-year-olds into little monsters who load automatic machine guns and turn them loose on other 15-year-olds. But the bullets have a tendency to go astray and hit old women and little infants in baby carriages. If I see one more 15-year-old crackhead or one more 13-year-old kid selling his dick on Santa Monica Boulevard, I think I might go insane. And the only reason, I didn't mean to be all heavy with that shit though, is just, it makes me hate so much just seeing beautiful, young, youthful flesh getting destroyed for no good reason. And as we go into the 90s, you will be seeing a lot more young, beautiful people getting destroyed by everything. AIDS, crack, stupidity, Uzi bullets, and it's a filthy waste of humanity. And to get through the 90s, you're going to have to be stronger than your dad ever was. And I hope you got that strength, because you will need it. On behalf of me and Mr. Selby, have a good night and a good year.